Alright, so we're in northeastern Illinois. We are in a wooded area. The site's like about an acre or so. What we're planning to do with this area, trying to thin out some of the younger trees and release some of these white oaks. There's just an overabundance of northern pin oaks and red oaks in here, so we're taking down most of those. The method that we're using is we're just doing a selective tree thinning. That's kind of the best way we decided to go about this little area. It's on a south facing slope, so you can see we're stacking some of the bigger logs and burning a lot of the smaller stuff, the branches and all the tops. The real big stuff we're just leaving for downweight debris. You can kind of see, just with these stumps alone here, how much there really was. We're not piling them in any particular place. We're just kind of in the low areas and the more wetter areas, so that way, when we do get around to burning them, they're not going to affect this top part of this top little knob hill. And the reason for that is there's a lot of good remnant stuff up here that we don't want to keep, and we don't want to allow all this debris to sit on top of for right now. So do a little tour of the area here. I'm going to the north side of this unit. We still got some stuff to move, but like again, look at this area alone. Look how many, all these small knobs here. So we left a lot of the big northern red oaks and northern pin oaks. We're leaving all the white oaks and bur oaks. The reason for that is we're trying to promote the white oak group here, since they're kind of on the decline nationwide. Let me try my phone. And that's the goal for this. You can see out there in the distance how many trees are out there, how majority of them are red oaks. So on the underlayer here, there's not really any regen of any kind. Red oak, pin oak, white oak. There just isn't. That's just because there's so much shade in here in the overstory. Shagbark hickories we're leaving for now as well. There's not too many over here, and they're kind of pole sized. But yeah, any good red oaks that we thought were in the future would have nice crown cover, we left. If they're nice and straight, like that one over there. That one too. Obviously this big sucker. Obviously a bur oak, but yeah, anything. I took out some of the dead stuff. If it wasn't any good for any like wildlife habitat, like we're leaving this snag. A broken top up there. Saw some woodpeckers on it earlier. Ones like that little knob right there we're keeping. So yeah, so that's really the goal of this site, is to promote the white oak, burn off all the slash and stuff. Like we got piles all down there. A big firewood pile for right now that's gonna get burned. But like to give you an idea of, so here's the, kind of hard to see the growth rings on this, but I'll have to cut a cookie off and actually put it on a video or something soon. But like just for example, in this area alone, look how 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stumps real close together, and they were so much shade. But yeah, so that's the kind of the goal for this site, or this unit anyways. keep all usable wildlife snags. If they're not any good, we got rid of them. If they were just real skinny and just taking up space, no good for anything. That's not necessarily true, but there's a lot of small, like pole-sized ones that just doing no good for anything. So we got rid of them. Butternut down there somewhere, or bitternut, my bad. But yeah, so there's a nice shagbark that we're keeping. Behind it's a big one there. Yeah, in this corner we might take out some more of these smaller red oaks, but kind of waiting to decide on that for right now. But yeah, I'll take you to the other unit while we're doing basswood thinning. Oh, I should mention too, with our log piles that we have here, they're not any particular size. They're not getting sold for anything. They're not going to be used for anything. That's why we're burning them. So we're probably gonna let these dry out for quite a while, and then try to burn them. Just nobody around northern Illinois, northeastern Illinois will take them for any kind of usable purpose. So I don't want to give too much on this exact site because I don't know. Kind of leave that up to the ecologists and let them decide how they're gonna go about that. But yeah. All right, so this is our basswood area. Mainly basswoods, red oaks, and some burr and white oaks. But there's just so many basswood in here that we took out quite a bit of it. I mean, you can see a lot of our logs laying around still that we gotta come back and clean up. A big pile that we're gonna burn. Dead cherry that we're leaving just because there's not really any other cherries around here, or in this unit area specifically. Yeah, so we're either gonna get rid of these or burn them. Not sure which yet, but still gotta clean up that mess too. But yeah, the goal of this unit is the same as the other one, is really promote that white oak and burr oak and younger red and gut reds. Basically just an overall oak regen. Keeping any kind of snags or anything that's good for wildlife. Like that one right there, and that one with the broken top. Keeping most of these bigger northern pins and northern reds out here. If we might come back and thin a few of them, but I think for the most part is the basswoods in here were just overcrowding. I mean, you can see this on this shot alone. Just imagine all that leaves. I mean, that was imagine those lot of leaves still on the tree. I mean, this was after we came and thinned out a lot too, so there was basically no sunlight reaching the ground in here. A lot of pen sedge in here, but yeah, both goals for both of these units is really to get sunlight to the ground. So you can see more snags over there that we'll probably keep. As we're coming here, I mean, you can see just look at all these young, really just these young poles all up in here. And the majority in the background there is all these little young poles, and trying to promote some of these larger species. So, and we're not leaving all these larger logs for downwoody debris. We're just leaving some of the ones that are a lot of the bigger ones that we're just gonna give us a harder time to move, and we think wildlife will probably use more so long term, like something like this one here on the ground was here before we did anything to it. I mean, it's all rotted and it's all hollow in the middle, and some wildlife will use that. A little background about this site too is that there's the other units over there on the little hill. Pretty much in this little area alone is only a couple acres, but that we're working on. But the overall site is a lot bigger. But they took out in the last year over 100 deer in this area alone. So they're still working on taking some more out. But in northeastern Illinois, there's so many deer out here, and they're a huge problem when it comes to oak regen and just kind of keeping plants here. There's so many of them, and they just chew through them like there's a limitless amount. So over on that other side of the hill, where it's mostly mainly white oak and northern pin and red oak. Initially, we only took 1 point for basal area, and it was 110, and we should have gone about it a little bit better probably when we started. But you can kind of see where that red flagging is. There it is, yeah. That's where our point was, and so yeah, it was 110 for that point, and then on the other side we were going to do another point, but then we ended up not. We just ended up doing a selective tree thinning and kind of going from there. Was that the best method? The best method? Probably not, but that's what happened. And we were going to do it here, but then we were taking out some of these smaller basswoods, and then it just kind of made choosing which tree easier to go about. So yeah, mostly keeping the oaks here too.